Hi everyone, welcome to another video from Ivy in the Inky Butterfly. Today we have this very pretty leaf type shape to colour. I'm trying to think about what to do with this one. I find it really pretty, but I'm not really sure. I've got a few ideas. I'm just going to actually just start putting some colour down and have a little play with it really and see what we can come up with. So I'm actually going to use the leaf green middle, which is a fairly pale shade, and just colour all over, and then I will add some darker shades of colour. Now you could just colour this in one plain colour, and it's such a pretty shape that Johanna has drawn. I think it can just take one colour. I think it would work because it's pretty. It will just stand out without lots of colours, but I'm going to try and show you something a little bit different, just so that it's not just plain colouring. I don't think you tune in just for that. You want something a little bit different. So I'm sort of thinking as I go really, and not quite sure what the Castle Arts are quite capable of with regards to what I've got in mind. We'll see. I think I'm making it sound a lot more exciting than it is. Anyway, now I want a much darker shade. I'm just having a look. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to give it a sharpen. I want a really sharp pencil. So this is the Oxide of Chrome. Now I am thinking this reminds me of quite a fluffy almost like from a pine tree rather than from a sort of deciduous. It's not really a leaf. I don't know if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to go around the edge of this stem a little bit like that to darken that up. And now what I'm thinking here is that we can maybe do a textured line, as I say, because I don't know whether the polychromos are going to cope and show up a texture. I think they will. And it takes a bit of concentration. Sorry for the silence. Just talk amongst yourselves. You could, if I was live, you could type amongst yourselves, couldn't you? But I haven't figured out how to do lives or quite when would be the best time, and it's tricky. I know I did some of the premieres and chatted to you, and that was really nice, but at the minute I haven't quite got the time for doing that, but because obviously I had to take time to watch the video with you and chat to you, and it was lovely. I really liked it, don't get me wrong, but I do have other things on in the afternoons. Now what I ideally want now is an even darker green. I'm just looking. I think the Viridian might work. It always seems to be a really dark green. We'll see. Just sharpening. So here we are, the Viridian, and we'll just do on these leaf parts. Hold the page really still, if the page still wants to move. And I don't want to cover every part of the page, I want to be able to see that texture. Now it looks quite different to the other items that we've done where we've tried to make them look really smooth. But I think that's okay. The only risk you take with doing it like this is that it can just look like you've scribbled all over it. So you have to decide if you want it to look slightly textured. It isn't massively scribbly. Now what you could do is go outside the lines and really make it look fluffy, but I like to preserve Johanna's drawing. I think she does a beautiful drawing. What I am going to do though is go back to my Oxide of Chrome and see how I went around the edge down here. I'm going to do that along all of the edges. I think it just just made it look a little bit prettier. I've gone miles over the line there, but I'm just going to pretend that I didn't. Can you all pretend as well? Thank you. Won't tell anybody. So I'm having lovely fun with this book. What I've been doing actually with my Johanna Basford books is when I fancy doing a Johanna picture, I look through the book and find one that I've already done a video for you, either from a previous copy of the book or from the planner, and then I colour that page because I know I'm not going to make another video unless it crops up in the planner again, so I won't make another video from that page, so it helps me to choose. Choosing colouring pages can be quite tricky. Sometimes I flick through a book and flick through a book, and then I pick up another one, I flick through, and I've got so many beautiful books. I'm so lucky, and I think the more you have, the harder it is to pick. But I then stop and think, right, am I in the mood for a botanical, for a non-botanical? What sort of thing do I want to do? You know. I'm going to put a few more lines on now, and that helps me choose a little bit. But it's sometimes I'll get my husband or my children to choose for me. That takes the pressure off. Or sometimes in colouring groups and things, they used to a lot in an Inky Obsession, but they don't do it now. They would have a monthly colouring challenge where you did a page. That was fun. I think they've been doing it in Johanna Basford Your Pages this month. But so that's another way. Or you just go onto Instagram, look at Johanna Basford, scroll through the pictures with your eyes shut, put your finger on one, and that's the one you're going to do. Just hope you haven't done it already. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. It is quite simple. Excuse me, this is a very short video, but if you've missed any of the others, you've now got time to go back and have a little look if you want to, or replay it and colour it if you haven't coloured along, that sort of thing. So hopefully gives you a bit of time to do some colouring. So I hope you've had a lovely day so far and that you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and happy colouring.